the people, the operators that you would want to invest in. That's a very active and relational thing. So you gotta be really thoughtful about those key aspects.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Really. So, what is your views, or what are the limiting beliefs that we all out there have about money, about passive income, and also you see because becoming financially free is right that you go and work, you stay at home, and your money go and work for you. And guess what? The money doesn't get tired. It works 24 by 7. It doesn't need day off, doesn't need holiday. So do you prefer you go and work and stay in the rat race to make money? Or you prefer to stay at home, travel the world, do a podcast, and then the money is working for you 24 by 7, Monday to Sunday? Is this really possible, Joe, what I'm talking about, or this doesn't really exist?
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'll answer. I think you had several questions in there. The first one is the reason why you join a mastermind is because, and someone in our mastermind said this, when your aspirations is someone else's daily realization, you're in the right room, right? If you're in the room and you can stand next to another person and say, man, this is my dream. I would love to accomplish this, whatever it is. And they put their arm around you, they say, that's really cute. Let me tell you what's actually possible. And it's 100x
wow.
what you could actually imagine because that's where you have a lid. We all have a lid on what we think is possible. And so when we get in the rooms with the people that already have that lid raised well above where we think, now all of a sudden we start to see what was always there, but didn't know what we didn't know. The other thing is you have to start thinking like the wealthy. Well, the wealthy don't do investing in the stock market. They don't do investing the way that the average middle level person invests. They invest in deals that nobody would even know existed because
Mhm.
they're in groups that they say, "Hey, I'm doing this deal. Do you want to do it with me?" Well, you don't get that if you're not in those rooms, right? You don't see the deals that exist. They happen all the time under your nose, but you don't know that they're even there because you're not in connection with those people. You're not in relationship. And relationship is where what happens in these masterminds. So I'm a firm believer. Not only that, you learn things, even if you're in a passive income mastermind. A lot of people are entrepreneurs. They already are running active businesses, or they've exited from active businesses and they're
Mhm.
sitting on $50 million dollars or $100 million dollars or whatever. Those are the things where you pick up even tips on that, on what they do with their active business. So these are all reasons that you can never um, you never pay enough to outpace the value you get from a mastermind. People are like, oh my goodness, your mastermind is $84,000 a year. That's just expensive. It's only expensive if it doesn't yield you $8
Mhm.
million, dollars, right?
Exactly.
Or $840,000 of value. We have one guy in our mastermind that came to one tax intensive. And he has saved over $600,000 on taxes just from coming to that one event. And I told him, I said, how much did your membership cost? He was like, it was free because it more than paid for itself in one meeting, right?
Mhm.
So I think that that is a huge way of thinking that people need for masterminds. Um, and then you asked another question, and it's around this idea of does passive income even exist? I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. Passive income exists after you've taken an active role or an involved role in it. In other words, in order for something to be passive, there had to be activity to begin with. Either I had to
Mm-hmm.
go to work to create a lot of money to then be able to passively invest in someone else's deal. But the second thing that's true about that is you have to put in the time to become an investor. You have to be educated. And that's an active role. You can't just sit back and be educated unless you just lose money, because that's also an education, right? I
Mm-hmm.
put money in this deal, it didn't work out, I learned something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you would want to learn before what things to look for, what things not to look for, the people, the operators that you would want to invest in. That's a very active and relational thing. So you gotta be really thoughtful about those key aspects.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.